All right, I've come to a decision. This past weekend, now it's Wednesday, the 26th of January. This past weekend, we've built the first three production samples. Let me turn that off, or that will keep ringing because a lot of people want to talk to me all the time. Anyway, so we've been building the three early production samples of the 1966 Batmobile, right? The 6 scale. All three were Ultimate DX editions, which means that it had the floor carpeting, the leather seats, the rubber tires, and the lights and all that sort of thing. So for the non-DX, you would lose the lights, the Batram, and the flame, I think. All right. So more than 90% of you were very happy with that. Now, a couple of people who have intimately studied this car, and I know there are many versions because there were people who weren't happy with the Mickey Thompson tires because they were only on the the very earliest car. So the promo pictures and one or two flashes in the early episodes, and then they went on to the other tire. I cannot change that. I love the Mickey Thompson tires. They got an otherworldly feel about them, which I think works with the Batmobile. So that stays. But I always want to listen, and I heard you on some of the points. I even agree with you. So for those who missed it, we did actual chroming of the parts in the past few months. That started to degrade the material underneath. That might cause problems in the very long run, say 2 to 3 years or longer. So I stepped away from that. I want this to be a lifetime collectible. We tried different types of paints. The ones you saw in the current prototype, I wasn't too happy with. I got a couple of suggestions, so I ordered all of them. This is a liquid chrome that we'll be testing. Very expensive per liter. We've got this product called Mirror that Jason suggested that we'll be testing, and there's I forget the name, Lumiclad or something. That is the stuff that the people used on the set for the Mandalorian, for the actual Mandalorian Beskar armor. So all are going to be very expensive, but we're going to try that to get that much better aluminum look. I'll show you the results. The other thing that's going to be done, I've mentioned this in the other video, we're going to have custom made masking tape that will have the exact width of the striping as George Barris used them, divided by 6 for 6 scale. Then there are two things that we will change in terms of the molds. Now, I will accept those extra costs because I've been saying all along I want this to be the ultimate and most accurate 6 scale Batmobile, 1966 Batmobile out there. So it's going to ask something for you and for me. I will pay for the extra cost for the new molds of the siren and or the antlers, because something went wrong seems to have gone wrong with the height difference between them. When the last model I approved before the production for the molds, I looked back and those heights were relatively correct. I also asked Eric Seltzer and Mark Rakop. Eric Seltzer is from 1966batmobile.com, and Mark Rakop is from Fiberglass Freaks, who makes the officially licensed full-scale 1966 Batmobile. Give me the exact measurements, the height, and then I'll divide that by 6, so that the antlers and the siren, as well as the shape of the siren, and it sits on a donut, so maybe that donut needs to be higher as well. So that is accurate, right? The other thing that we will redo the molds of are the parachutes. Well, the parachutes don't need molds. They just need a new sewing pattern, because that's also going to be Megget fabric. So you've got carpeting, you've got leather seats, you've got rubber tires, and you've got actual, an extra fabric for the parachutes. The metal tabs that are on them, they are too big, so we're making that smaller as well. Heard you there. So basically the changes are going to be a new siren and or new antlers to make sure that is all correctly sized and correctly sized as in relation to one another, right? The plastic / metal parts for the parachutes, and we're also not totally happy with the door mechanism, well, the hinges work exactly like the number one car, so that's good. But the way they close, we were doing that with magnets, and we're now looking into a mechanism that is much more like a mechanism for an actual door to keep them in place. We're not sure how to do that yet, but so that's another couple of tweaks that we're going to do. I'm going to pay for that. So, and the rest is just mostly paint, right? So it's the red striping, it's the chrome. Yeah, I think that those were the most important things. And of course, you haven't seen the final paint of the interior yet, where I still had to paint some handles and buttons and all that sort of thing. So that's still to be done. So what am I asking of you? I'm asking for a little bit more patience. It was a hard decision to make. I've been mulling over it, losing sleep over it the last few days, because I know a lot of people are just eager to get this in hand, and 90% of you are happy as is. I couldn't live with myself if I knew there was something wrong. And it seems the time, the delay is very insignificant in the long run. We're talking about 6 weeks, I think. So instead of March or April, I'm going to say May, end of May, mid-June. So let's say 2 months tops. That is what the time it will take to make the new machine, the new molds, make the new parts, all that sort of thing. So that's the decision I've come to. With the 1966 crowd, I am not going to please everyone, even after the changes. So there is going to be 3 reactions I can expect. One is the people who are going to be upset, who are happy with the car as is and don't want to wait another 6 to 8 weeks. 2, the people are going to be upset because I didn't do all the changes they wanted to. And 3, and I'm hoping that's going to be the majority, so that's why I chose, the people are going to be happy to wait the extra 6 weeks and get an even better product, even though they didn't even tell the difference or know the difference, right? So that's my decision. I've listened to the group, and yeah, that's all I can do. Like I said, I lost sleep over it. It's extra cost. I'm taking the cost. All I'm asking for you is give me a little bit more time. I know we've lost a lot of time. I mean, we lost 8 or 9 months with the whole Warner Brothers licensing process. That just took a lot of time. I kept pushing, but I couldn't do that any faster. So that's the majority of the time right there. We also lost a lot of time with I don't know how many versions there were of the Batmobile. And I made the mistake at first to listen to everybody. And there's many experts, and even the experts can't agree. So I've been battling, without me knowing it, on different fronts, changing things, then having to change them back because again, not everybody agreed. So believe me, it cost me the most in time, in energy, and in money. But in the end, you will all benefit from the best we can offer. And that's all I can do. So thank you for your understanding. I'll put this video out on Facebook and on YouTube. We'll also add this to the MailChimp mailing that everybody will get who ordered the Batmobile. So imagine we're going to be producing this year one run, and it's going to be divided in several batches, right? Because we've got enough orders so that we have to divide them up in batches. And the first batch will then now be postponed to the end of May or mid-June as things stand now. The good news is the rest of the batches will then come faster than we initially planned. Don't ask for exact dates yet. Things are just too uncertain right now to be able to do that. Know that we do everything we can, and no other products do not influence this. We work with several supply chains and several suppliers. So stopping work on one project won't make any other projects faster. Again, I work for you 7 days a week. I lose sleep over this. I try to do everything as good as I can and as fast as I can. So thanks. One final thing. I also got a suggestion for the correct amber color, the turn signal amber color for the front lenses. So that's also going to change. Maybe even have actual lens material in the production version. We don't know yet. So to sum up, new molds for either the antlers or the beacon slash siren, or both. New molds for the hard pieces for the parachutes, chrome, different red striping, better color amber for the bat rays. And yes, those are supposed to be 3 separate lights. And that's what I can do. So, heard ya. Thanks for supporting me. Thanks for your patience. You pay with your extra wait time. I pay literally. And I hope that compromise will make the most people happy. Thanks.